Hey everyone, it is Dani and welcome to this update video. And so in this video, we'll be talking about what is now potential tropical cyclone 4, which might become a tropical cyclone before making its way into portions of Mexico and Texas. And then we will also be talking about a brand new disturbance that is about to emerge off the coast of Africa as a tropical wave. And so this thing might develop as it accelerates across the main development regions. So before I go into details, Alright, so we'll be starting off with potential tropical cyclone 4. And so taking a look at it on satellite, here we have it right now. So it is not a very defined system, it is not very organized right now, but we do have those areas of very deep convection, and that is where you'd find the heaviest rainfall as well taking place within the system. And so as of right now, it does not possess a closed center of circulation, and so it is not classified as a tropical cyclone, and it will be moving inland by later today, and that is going to completely diminish chances for it to become an actual named storm. But of course, the next name to be used is Dani'i, and if it manages to get that close center of circulation, then it could acquire the name Dani'i. But it is very close to land right now, and that window of opportunity is closing. And so looking at the current forecast from the National Hurricane Center here, we're seeing that the National Hurricane Center is expecting that this might become a named storm just before it moves inland, but once it moves inland, it's going to start weakening. But that does not mean that it won't do anything significant. So there is that rainfall threat that is there, and that area that is highlighted in blue is actually a tropical storm warning. And so a tropical storm warning is in effect for the Gulf Coast of Mexico from Boca de Catan northward to the mouth of the Rio Grande River, and then also for the lower Texas coast from Port Mansfield southward to the mouth of the Rio Grande River. And so guys, tropical storm-like conditions are expected within about 12 to 24 hours, so please take the necessary precautions and stay safe, and do not take any unnecessary risks, because this is definitely going to be a rainmaker and it could result in that inland flooding. So please take necessary precautions, guys. And so now let us go ahead and talk about that new disturbance. So previously in my videos, I was mentioning where the models were expecting development as they're going to be heading into the latter part of August. And so here we are taking a look at the National Hurricane Center's 5-day outlook for this morning, and we are seeing what? A disturbance. And so as of right now, it is given a 20% chance to develop, but it is a new disturbance. So if a favorable environment seems likely ahead of it, then this chance is going to be increasing. But as of right now, the system is inland of Africa, and that wave is about to emerge, and when it moves into that shaded yellow region, that is where we could see some development. And so could this be a threat to land? And in terms of the Caribbean, it'll all be dependent on that high pressure system. So a stronger high pressure system would force the system to continue on a westward track, meanwhile a weaker high would enable a more northwestward like track, and we're seeing some sort of a west to west northwestward motion based on this shaded area right here. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to be happening with it. But let's not say that it won't be a threat to land because of what we're seeing now. So things can change, and we definitely have to wait and see. But let us go ahead and see what the models are expecting. And so in terms of the ensemble members for Euro, take a look at this. This goes all the way out to the second to final day of the month, Tuesday the 30th. And we're seeing all these members here, a lot of them expecting development. So when we see that dark blue color, that is indicating winds of about 40 knots, which is tropical storm force winds. So actually, by the way, Euro is not expecting that this new disturbance is going to be the one developing. It will be a wave that's going to be coming off Africa after that one moves in to the main development region. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to be happening, as I said. But for the most part, the models are not really expecting that this one will be developing, but there's another one that is going to be emerging off Africa, and that one would be in the favorable environment to allow for it to intensify into a tropical cyclone. And so let's go ahead and take a look at the various model runs now. So this is GFS, and this is by Saturday the 27th, so talking about a week from now. And we're seeing that we have 3 low pressure systems noted across the tropical Atlantic, and so we see that one is just in the vicinity of Cuba, maybe a system trying to develop in the Caribbean. Then going further to the east, there we have that other low pressure area just to the east of the Leeward Islands. And then off the coast of Africa, we have that other low pressure area, more than likely that second tropical wave to emerge off Africa after the one that is currently marked as a disturbance. And so going further out to Monday the 29th of the month, here we are seeing that GFS is expecting that we'll have some development in the Gulf of Mexico. We'll definitely have to wait and see what happens there. But in terms of that first wave, GFS is showing that it's going to be dissipating. We also see a low pressure system well off the east coast of the US, but that second wave is definitely lower than that first one. So a little bit of a more westward track expected with that second wave. However, GFS does not show it developing, as we have what seems to be the remnants of it by Friday, September 2nd, approaching the Lesser Antilles. So we'll have to wait and see, as I said, guys, because things can change. We've seen so many changes with GFS, especially on a day-to-day basis, so we'll just have to wait and see. So this is really interesting here, and Euro has been consistent about development taking place during the late part of this month, and I wouldn't be surprised, as I said in previous videos, this is what we should be expecting as this month closes and we go into September, which is the peak of the hurricane season. So we'll definitely have to wait and see what is going to be happening. But as for that wave to emerge off Africa, here is satellite view of it, and we see that we have quite a bit of showers and thunderstorms that are noted. And so one of the inhibiting factors is the dry air. So let's go on to the dry air map right now. And we're seeing that we have that massive dry air out there. It's not very plentiful like it was earlier this week, but we definitely have a lot of dry air out there. And so if that wave is going to be accelerating right into that massive dry air, we can definitely not expect development because conditions would be too hostile. But the more westward movement, a bit south of all this massive dry air, would allow for more development. And that is why we see all those white spots right there indicating those clouds and showers and thunderstorms, because if you notice, they're not in any regions that has a lot of dry air, because it's not likely for us to have a thunderstorm development within all that dry air. And over in the Gulf of Mexico, where potential tropical cyclone 4 is, we definitely see that dry air is scarce there. So it is in somewhat of a favorable environment. The shear is not too bad, but might be taking a little bit of a toll on it. And we'll just have to wait and see if that one will develop. But as for the near future, it's definitely possible that we will be seeing development. Maybe not from the current marked disturbance, but another disturbance that is to emerge off Africa. But I'll be keeping you updated, guys, as usual. And so that is really it for this video. And if you found it to be informative, please give a thumbs up, and you can share your thoughts in the comments or ask a question. I'll try to respond as best and as soon as I can. And of course, remember to always be weatherwise.